Hey, shalom, shalom. And before I get started, as always, I want to say call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors be unto our apostles and the elder bishops, that great millstone, that rule well and that teach well, and that taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And peace and blessings be unto the elect, men, women, and children, all right, of the nation of Israel. Okay. And just coming back at you with another Hebrew word of the week. Okay. Lord's will to edify the lambs, the sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. And as you can see, Salakia, this is Jeremiah 49:16. Okay, and pretty much the Hebrew word is going to be based off of pride. Okay, and this is going into Esau Edom. Basically how his pride, all right, that he have spread throughout the earth have deceived him. Okay, because we're coming into the time of what? His end. All right, and that's why we see all these different wars and rumors of wars going on. That's why we see the economic, the dollar collapsing. Okay, that's why we seeing the MOTB getting ready to be set up, man, getting ready to be implemented. Okay, any day now. It's just gonna take one perfect event. Okay, which we already see. The government, it's shut down. Okay, it's affecting the TSA. Okay, in these different airports, people don't want to work because they ain't getting paid. And it's like, can you blame them? But at the end of the day, it's triggering prophecy, man. Okay, it's triggering the downfall of this society. All right, and also in the midst, you have, the so-called I ain't gonna even say C19 numbers, but you got pestilences also coming in the midst, man. So it ain't no coincidence as to what's getting ready to happen. Okay. Don't know exactly what's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen, rather. But something's gonna happen to where this current system is going to collapse. All right, to introduce the new system. All right, but nevertheless, all right, these devils is, going to their astrologers, their different sorcerers, trying to save, they ass, so to speak, man. But nevertheless, none of that is going to work. All right, because either way, you devils is going to be taken down. All right. Because at the end of the day, this movie that we see playing out, this so-called life, all right, is ordained by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This is his movie, man. He's the author of it. Okay, so there's nothing Esau could do to disrupt prophecy, man. To disrupt his downfall. Okay, that's written. That was foretold to happen. Okay, but without further ado, once again, Lord willing, this be edifying. Okay, and I'm going to get straight into it. This is Jeremiah 49:16. And it reads, it says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Right. And I'm going to go into this word pride. Then I'm going to read the precept. And I'm going to break it down. Okay. Because it says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. Right. The pride in these devils' mind. Right. Okay. They have deceived them. Because in their mind, they think their houses is going to continue forever. All right. They think they gonna, the elites, that is. Let me make that clear. All right. The elites, the bankers, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Okay. They think that they're just, after nuclear war, they're gonna hide in their bunkers and reset up after this destruction. But nah, that's not written. Okay. It's written that, Lord willing, I'm of the elect, that we're going to pull you out of those holes of the rocks, man. Okay? And chain your ass up, man. Okay? And that's going to be your beginning, the beginning to your end. All right? Of slavery for 1,000 years. 1,000 long years, okay, for them. All right? But I want to go into that word pride. Okay? Because these devils that we're dealing with is very prideful, man. The few, the proud, the marine. All right? But we letting you know through the spirit, y'all ain't shit, man. You're just a man. Okay? That the Lord set up to be over us as a form of punishment. Okay? As a form of a whipping stick. All right? But those days are over. Okay, pursuing the Lamentations, what's that, 4:22? Which Lord willing, I'm going to get it, Well, I'll just quote it, Lamentations 4:22, it says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, and thou wilt no more carry thee away into captivity, man. So you devils ain't going to put us in captivity no more. Okay, that's your future. Your future is slavery. Okay, as it is written, to bind their kings and nobles with fetters of iron, man. That's talking about you elites, you Edomites. Okay, that's your future judgment. And after that 1,000 years of slavery, we're going to round y'all proud asses up. Okay, and burn you. And it ain't going to be no more remainder of you Edomites, man. You so-called white people. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, we ain't going to do that here. This is going to happen in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? To where you're going to go into slavery under the Israelites for 1,000 years. And after that 1,000, once again, your ass going to be burnt up. Okay, you ain't going to be no more. All right? But that word pride, Zadawan, is how you would say it in the Hebrew. Okay, on here it says Zadan. But you would say Zadawan, right? Which means pride. Okay, proud. Arrogance. And that's Esau Edom, man. He's been lifted up, through his technology. Okay, through his space stations, through his satellites. Okay, so in his mind, all right, like as it is written, he's going to be like the Most High. Hell, in his mind, he is the Most High. But you're not, man. The Lord's getting ready to show you that he ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, and you're just a man. All right, you're not the Most High, man. Okay, because if you was, you'd be able to stop this judgment that's getting ready to be brought forth upon you. But you can't. All right, we're in the time of your end, man. And you can't take it back. Just like the punishment and curses and captivity that we had to go through, hey, we couldn't take it back. We wasn't meant to drink of that cup, but we were surely drunken. Okay, because we sinned against our power, man. So what more of you natural born heathen, man? You're getting ready to pay, man. All right? Your pride is getting ready to be brought low, man. You're getting ready to be humbled. All right? Now I'm going to read this precept again. It says, this is Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, meaning your mind, right? Oh, that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. That's talking about you devils, man. You Edomites. All right? You cavemen. All right? Because once upon a time, y'all dwelt in caves. Okay? That was y'all, man. And it says that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. Ain't that something? And their American animal is what? An eagle. You know, and the eagle is the most proudest bird, man. And America is what? The most proudest country, man. The most proudest Edomites. Okay? And it says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Right? So the Lord is going to bring you down, man. Okay? That's the times we're entering into, man. Even though you got all this power, you know, this technology, you're wiser than Daniel. Okay, you got once again, your space stations, your satellites, your fighter jets, okay, your airplanes, your aircraft, okay, but the Lord's getting ready to bring you down, man, getting ready to humble you, okay, getting ready to show you that you're you're the basis of men, all right, you know, you're getting ready to be a desolation, man. All right, and Jacob is getting ready to rule. 2nd Ezra 6:9. Esau is the end of the world, which Esau represents. Okay, you Edomites. All right, he was the forefather of you Edomites. Okay, and you Edomites represents the end of the world, because this is your world currently, right now. Okay, so you represents the end, and Jacob represents the beginning, in which Jacob represents the Israelites. Okay, you so-called black, Latino, and Native American Indian. Okay, we represent the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen people. Okay, and beginning with the elect. All right, we're going to be the beginning, you know, Lord willing, them of the elect. We're going to be the beginning of the new world to come. All right, and yeah, man, this is my Hebrew word of the week. All right, pride. Okay, once again, Zadawan in the Hebrew. And Lord willing, it was edifying. And until next lesson, you know, I'm going to say, call hello, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, Abab Abal, and Quam to the elect of Yasharallah. Hey, Shalom.